Hey everybody, welcome back. Today is actually kind of special to me. It's one of my, I've been looking forward to this. Finally have a sponsor. I've had a lot of people reaching out, companies with knives and hair brushes, different, all kinds of stuff, wanting me to, feature them in my channel. And I've never done that. I've never had a sponsor. I've always kind of liked to have a sponsor, like, hey, Jack Daniels, here I am. You want to sponsor somebody. But this one I'm excited to have and use it. This is Keystone Canned Meats. They did send me these. Not that I don't have some of them already in my storage unit. I don't have the large cans like this. Well, I think I have a few. These are the 28-ounce cans. I think I have the smaller individual can size. But Keystone Meats is out of Lima, Ohio, and I like to use people that are local. I know I'm in Tennessee, but I'm from Wapakoneta, Ohio. I was originally born there. And Wapakoneta, Ohio, put a map right here. Wapakoneta, which we call Wapak, is just a stone's throw down the road from Lima. So these people are actually, in my heart and consideration, these are local to me. They make a wonderful product. We should have some of these if you're not canning your own meat, or even if you are, because I can my own meat, as you guys know. I have my canned, my canned pork, and this is my canned chicken. So this is the same as this, except I did that. I have the ability to do it. I have a pressure canner, and I put up all my own vegetables, meats, things like that. But a lot of people have emailed me and said, hey, I don't have a pressure canner. How do I do this? Can I just boil it? There are methods of water bath canning meat. It is not recommended by the, by me. I know my grandma used to do it. My great-grandma and great-great-grandma, they probably did. They water bathed a lot of things because they didn't have the pressure canners way back then. So you have to cook it for hours and hours and hours in the water bath canner. So I prefer to pressure can. Keystone Meats are all pressure canned. They use one more ingredient than I do, because in my chicken, I don't use any water. I don't use any seasonings. I just put my chicken in there, diced up, pressure can it, makes its own juices. Every one of their cans, you'll see 2 ingredients. It's whatever the meat is and whatever the water. That's all they put in there. It's those 2 ingredients. There are no preservatives. These cans are good till, this one's March of 2028. I'm sure they're all just about the same. Yeah, March of 2028. So right now, with the economy the way it is, with the way the government, everything is going crazy, it's time we all put up our own food. We get our pantries filled. If you can't can your own, even if you can, this is an excellent alternative. You can throw a meal together so quick. You don't know how many times I've come back here to the camper and grabbed a can of chicken or a can of ground beef and threw it in. It's already cooked. So my meal is just like that. So for those of you wondering, because I have so many new subscribers, why I'm standing in this little bitty camper kitchen, I moved from Florida. I spent 36 years down there. It got too crazy in South Florida. I just couldn't deal with it anymore. I wanted to get somewhere where I could homestead, I could grow my own food, raise my animals for protein, and just have a nice homestead, and I can take care of myself and provide for myself as much as possible. So I'm up here now. We have 6.5 acres that we're clearing on top of a mountain up in the Cumberland Mountains, which is part of the Appalachian Mountains. I'm in Northeast Tennessee, and we're staying in our RV until we get the cabin built. And there's a few videos you can check over on Facebook, on YouTube, community tab. I've been updating, showing the different things we've been clearing and getting prepared. We do have a creek there to provide water. We have water collection on top of our workshop now. We built a 12 by 24 workshop, and it has a metal roof that we're collecting water off of for the garden. So that's what I'm starting this weekend, is getting the garden planted. But let's get back to Keystone. Their product, you can get it, if you go to their website, Keystone's website, you can get it Kroger, Walmart. I've noticed I have not found it in this East Tennessee area in any of the stores. I literally bought mine when I was still in Florida and brought it up here with me. You can order directly online from them. You can order it from Walmart if they don't have it, or Kroger. I'll put a list of all the different places that they do have the product, but I think it's from Ohio and it's spreading out. So best chances sometimes is just go to their website and order it from there. So today I'm going to show you how easy it is to use this. I'm going to use the ground beef. They also not only have the ground beef, they have regular beef. It's kind of like pot roast already cooked for you. And they have turkey. This one I think is pork. And they have chicken. So they have just about every protein you're going to need. I'm just going to set all this back here so it's out of the way so I can cook. And I'm going to keep the ground beef out. I'm going to make a ground beef stroganoff, which is real easy, real quick. So let me open up the beef first and show you what it is. I don't have my induction cooktop turned on, so I can set that there. Like I said, there's two ingredients in here. There's ground beef that they put in, and there's water. Now, I watched a couple videos on how they do it. You go on YouTube and put Keystone canned meats. There's a video showing they got major pressure cookers. I'd love to have one of those things. I could do all my canning in one day. But it's interesting to see how the product goes through the process. We'll just lay that in there out of the way. And I'm going to just empty this in here. So you have a large chunk of beef. There is fat because it literally cooks in the can. And I'm going to take out the fat. I'm just going to use the beef. I'm going to use all of this because I like a lot of beef in my beef stroganoff. But you can see the liquid in here and then the fat that's on it. And you're going to have that. I mean, I have that in that's my pork, and in my chicken. You're just going to get a little bit of fat on there. It's not going to hurt anything. So let me set this down to the side. And if you've got the big cans, and I wasn't going to use all this, one of my other cans that I opened, I just made my meal with it that night, and then I saved the extra and I made tacos with it the next day because the meat's already cooked for you. So what we'd usually do is put our raw ground beef in here. I don't have to do that this time because it's already cooked. So I'm going to cut down on my cook time. And if for some reason you don't have electricity, like when I was in Florida and the electric would go off because of all the storms or even hurricanes, you've already got your protein cooked. So putting it on the grill and cooking on a grill when you need to, when you have no power, or if you have a battery powered cooking device, you're not going to use as much power. It's going to take a lot less time to cook because the protein, which usually takes the longest, and sometimes the noodles, it's already cooked for you. So you don't have to worry about that time spent. This smells just like hamburger. I mean, it smells like I just cooked some hamburger. Now, I'm not going to waste the broth that came, because it's basically beef broth. I'm not going to put the fat in here. So I'm just going to get these other little chunks of beef out. And then I'm going to just dump in the beef broth because that's going to add lots of flavor. Came straight from that beef. And there's no salt in this. So I'm going to get rid of this fat. I'm not going to utilize it. And this beef broth in here, I can start heating up the meat already, and it's not going to burn and stick to the pan because it's got the liquid in here. So let me turn this on, get it started. And I'm going to put, like I said, I'm making beef stroganoff. I'm going to put all the ingredients, like I always do, right down below in the description. I'm also going to put them on my website, gregs-kitchen.com. I'll also put a link down below and on the link in my website to Keystone. You guys, they make a great product. I'm not going to use anything in my kitchen, and I dang well not going to put anything on any of my videos and tell you guys use it if I'm not going to use it and that I don't like it. Like I said, I've got so many people ask to sponsor on my channel, from wooden spoons to spatulas, and when I look at them, I wasn't interested. They didn't look quality, and it's nothing that I'm going to want to have you guys try out and waste your money on. So I'm going to get the beef started. I've got this on, I'm going to put it on high. To this, I'm going to add, here it is, flour. I'm going to put about 2 or 3 tablespoons of flour. The reason I'm doing that is I'm not using a canned soup. You can certainly use cream of mushroom soup, condensed soup, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to make my own. So to do that, I'm just going to put in probably 3 heaping tablespoons full of flour. And I'm just going to mix that in. And what that's going to do is it's just going to thicken it up like the condensed soup that you would normally make. And since I'm not using the condensed soup, mushroom soup, I got some dried mushrooms here. I got them from the store the other day. I saw it, and they're just chanterelle mushrooms. You can use any kind you want. You can also use fresh if you would like. They would be really good. I've been out on the property trying to find some morel mushrooms. I have not found any yet, but I haven't given up. I think this soon's going to be the end of it in our area because they started really early this year. So I'll give it another try this weekend. If I find some, I'll show you, and I'll come up with a good recipe for them. Okay, we got that cooking. Let me get something I can actually stir with here. And it's starting to bubble up here. Liquid, I don't know if you can see or not, the liquid's already been absorbed in that flour and the meat. All right. So now to this, I'm going to put the mushrooms. I've got them in a cup of water, and we're going to add about 2 cups of water to this. And I'm not going to waste this because now this has got mushroom flavor in it, so I want that flavor into the dish. So I'm just going to put that in with those mushrooms. They're pretty much rehydrated, but what bits and pieces may not be rehydrated already, they're going to rehydrate right here as we cook. So I got that in. I've got a cup of milk, 8 ounces of it in my little pint or quart jar here. Quart, this is a pint. Whew. I'm tired today. I don't think I had enough coffee. Give it a little stir. I'm going to put about a half a cup of sour cream. Maybe a little more because I like sour cream in mine. And a good amount of butter. I'm going to guess 2 to 3 tablespoons. Just put that in there. Now, if you want, you could have also used, instead of the milk, you could have used heavy cream. You wouldn't have needed the butter if you used the heavy cream, because basically that's what it is. It's another little tip I can give you. If you don't have heavy cream and you need heavy cream, use milk and butter. I'll put a little link down here at the bottom, tell you how to do it. Mix that together and you're back to heavy cream after you melt the butter and get it all mixed into the milk. All right. Ooh, this already smells good. I'm going to put about half a teaspoon of garlic powder, maybe a little more, because y'all know I like my garlic powder. And I'm going to put some thyme, crushed thyme. I looked on the cans of the condensed soup, the cream of mushroom soup, has thyme in it. So I'm going to add some thyme to mine. So basically, I just made the cream of mushroom soup in there. And there's no preservatives in that. That was all fresh. All right. We're going to get that all stirred in. I'm going to crank it up one more. Whoop, I turned it off. So we can get this cooking faster. There we go. And then I'm just using extra wide egg noodles, a full bag, and it's a 1 pound, 16 ounce bag. We're going to put this in. And then the time, you guys, if you notice the time that it just took me to do all of this, we'd still be cooking the ground beef. Because it's already cooked, so we just saved all that time. So I got my noodles in there. I'm going to add a little more water, probably cup and a half. I just want to cover the noodles, pretty much cover them. They don't have to be totally covered because they'll cook down a little bit. Let's stir that up and see how that is. Get the beef in here. There's the mushrooms floating around there. So I'm just going to cover this now, and I'm going to cook it for, just cook the recommendations on the bag. So if you look on your bag, I think it's about 8 to 10 minutes, 8 to 9 minutes. So cooking 8 to 9 minutes, your noodles will be cooked down. They'll absorb a lot of the moisture in here, and what's left is going to thicken because of that flour that we mixed in at the very beginning. So I'm just going to cover this. I'm going to let it cook for 8 to 9 minutes, and I'll be back. everybody, we're back. Man, this stuff smells delicious. Let me put this down here. Put the lid over here. I do need to taste it. I didn't put salt and pepper in at the beginning. It's because out of habit. Usually I use condensed soup, and it has all the sodium and different things in it. It does need salt. This stuff has no salt in it. Those egg noodles have no salt, so we have to salt it. So I'm just going to give it a good, maybe teaspoon and a half of salt. I like lots of pepper, especially my beef stroganoff. Everything, biscuits and gravy. Get that all mixed in, see if that's good. And the sauce is, the noodles have absorbed all the liquid. What's left is a nice thick sauce over top of the egg noodles. I can turn this off for now. Those mushrooms have rehydrated, and they're looking good, smelling good. Give this another taste. Perfect. So you guys can see how quick this went together. This is I call it a prepper meal because I use the canned meats. Now this company, it's the Dorley family, and it's been a family company for 60 years. And they only use quality meats. And if I couldn't can my own, this is the only thing I'd be buying. I've had other canned meats, canned tunas, canned everything, but the flavor in this, it just tastes like ground beef that I just stood here and cooked up. And I would not tell you guys that if it wasn't true, because somebody are going to buy a can, and I hope you do. I hope you all buy cans of this and put it on your shelf, because who knows what the economy is going to be in a few months, few years, whatever. Have your family taken care of, have it all stockpiled. Like I said, this is all quality. I mean, you got the chicken, turkey, and pork, and this is the two different kinds of beef. That's the ground beef that I used today. This is, I could have used this in the regular chip beef, put that in there. But I'm going to be making a lot more recipes with this. I'm going to order some off their website since I can't find it here locally. And I don't want to deplete what I've got in my storage unit right now, which is climate controlled. So everybody gets worried about, I say my food's in the storage unit. It's a climate controlled storage unit. So once we get the cabin done, my pantry is going to be filled instantly. So y'all give this a try. If you'd like me to show you some more videos on using canned meats, whether Keystones or my own, I already put that away, I forgot. But the Keystone, I mean, I highly recommend y'all give this a try and go out there and check them out. Like I said, they're in Lima, Ohio, which is in the, well, I don't know which way to you. Northeast, well, for you guys, it'd be over here, northeast section. Wapakoneta's on I-75, just south of Toledo and Findlay, Ohio, where my grandparents used to live, and I still have aunts and uncles that live there. So, like I said, this quick, easy meal, I'll put all the ingredients down below. If you'd like, you want to see me make anything out of any of the other things, I'll be more than happy to. Keystone, I hope I did you proud. You guys got quality meat, you got quality product. I highly suggest using it. Obviously, I use it. So everybody give them a try. Put me some comments down below. Tell me what kind of meals you might want to make with this. I mean, your protein's already cooked. Tell me what you like to cook with your canned meats. Or give me some ideas what you would like me to make with these canned meats. Any meat dish you can do with these. I mean, just open the can, it's ready to go. It's already cooked. So, again, thank you, Keystone, for having faith in me and trusting me in using your product and representing you. Everyone else, give them a try. And I'll talk to you all again soon. Take care and God bless. Bye-bye.